sense, be a guinea pig for the other Thais to see what's going to work.
Exactly. The Thais don't know what to expect from the Americans because they haven't really seen any Americans fight yet.
Here we go, round number 1, and John Bob going right away, but you can see the Thai fighter very experienced, not worried at all. Good left kick, though, by John Bob.
If you notice how relaxed
is absorbing power. They can absorb a lot of pain, a lot of blows.
Good right by John Bob.
The Thai fighters use the first round as a filling out round. He won't really throw very many heavy techniques in this round.
And the power, though, of the Thai boxers is something, but he's got to keep his hands up. A good left moments ago from John Bob Melton. Pretty decent left kick, but obviously from just the sound, you can tell that the Thai fighters can kick much better than most Americans.
It's a very fast, hard roundhouse kick to the thigh, usually to the back of the thigh.
And there comes the second one, and already John Bob's wondering how many he's going to take before his leg goes numb.
He's also using a push kick to keep the American away.
He'll feel the effect of those kicks in later rounds.
There's some of the things that you'll see a lot of. A little bit of wrestling technique as far as the Americans are concerned. Thai fighters like to get in very close.
Grappling is legal.
There's that left kick again with the right leg. And
you're going to see that left kick all night because the American is not blocking it.
Now this is unusual to say the least. Thrown out of the ring just about. Chanpuang Chanputhong.
That's very typical in Thai fighting.
And the Americans love this. Oh, a big right knee to the head. And John Bob Melton is down, and oh, he doesn't know where he is. It hit him in the eye. Oh, it's already swollen up, and he doesn't know where he is at. His corner should stop it right away. Throw in the towel. They're looking at him. I think his corner has just now seen how bad it is. You've got to throw in the towel. Something that swells that badly that fast, I don't think he can come back.
He's okay to continue.
Boy, I just don't know. A big left and a right. And he might be advised to go down. A big right knee.
The Thai fighter's just getting warmed up. He's not even in full, he's in first gear still.
Big right. John Bob would be well advised just to go down at this point.
Now, this is where the Americans will have to watch it because you cannot afford to lose your cool here.
Exactly, great point. I noticed that he wants after him like this is a street fight.
Right.
No, he should stay away and buy as much time as he can.
Exactly, he's doing the ill-advised and getting mad. And he goes down again. The worst thing that happened was that John Bob was doing so well in the fight and got one blow.
Yeah.
Took a knee to the side of the head.
That's all it takes.
And now the legs are going to be vulnerable because he's obviously going to watch his head now.
Exactly.
Oh, John Bob, a big right kick to the face. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. So obviously, Chanpuang Chanputhong able to win the first round. He's 5'7", 132 pounds. His record 27-1, and he is the Thai featherweight champion. The United States lightweight champion is John Bob Melton. His record 23-5-1, so he has just about as much experience, but boy, he's getting a little bit of a teaching lesson right here.
We're in here fighting the people who established kickboxing. Notice the hands are up. The Thais are very good on offense, but they're also very good on defense.
We've momentarily lost the microphone of Don Nakaya. I'm Jack Buns along with David Hines, and something that Don was telling me earlier was you notice that the American's hands have gone down to protect his legs, and that's exactly what the Thai fighter wants because now he can work the head just in a few moments, I'm sure. Again, the Thai fighter pretty much just looking at the American, trying to see an opening.
Just pacing him.
The left eye of John Bob Melton is just a mess. I thought they'd stop the fight. I thought his corner would stop things in the first round. He wanted to go so badly, though, they let him continue.
John Bob cannot afford, though, to wait.
Here we go. This is the stuff that Thai fighters are used to, and maybe even an American official breaking them up a little soon. Uh-oh, that was a severe kick inside the thigh. That's something you're not used to getting hit. And there goes John Bob Melton down once again. And you can tell just on the face as we're looking at John Bob Melton, but our other fighter, Chanpuang, he isn't even I mean, he's slightly winded, but he's just like he's taking a walk in the park at the moment.
These fights are scheduled for 5 bouts. And the Thai fighters are used to going kind of slow in the first few rounds.
The Thai fighter not used to the American official, although he didn't look at him too much, but used to being able to maybe be a little freer than he is at this moment. There they go into the clinch once again. Good knee by the Thai fighter into the stomach. Very unusual for the Americans, again, to get used to by these rules. As the Thai fighter getting certain instructions from his corner to do certain other things, and he's in trouble now.
The Americans will have to use a little bit more guard. You know, the Thais create what they call a wall with the elbows and the knees for protection.
Here the American holding once again. Chanpuang almost out of the ring for the second time in the fight.
But that's not hurting him. John Bob's going to have to get some punches and kicks in if he wants to hurt this guy.
Certainly not. Again, the referee there imploring the Thai fighter not to use the elbows. That not allowed in this fight. The only one that will be allowed in tonight is the Dale Apollo Cook Superman bout.
It seems like John Bob's on his last legs and the Thai fighter is just getting warmed up.
Oh, there's the left leg again, and maybe that was the last blow. He's taken about all he can as they almost end up in our laps right here, and that is it. The end of round number 2.
Yes.
Here we go, round number 3, and the American has to do something resourceful right now.
He has to use his head and not let his anger get the best of him.
Nice left. The American going to the boxing.
He's got to fight his own fight. Keep those hands up. His hands are still a little bit low. He's using a few low kicks to the leg on the Thai. That's good.
That's very good.
He's learned a few things in the first 2 rounds from the Thai. Good. Big kick down. Good sweep.
That is legal in Thai boxing.
Sweeps are legal.
Uh-oh, and John Bob missed with a punch and was lucky to survive that one.
He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be inside with a Thai fighter.
No. You can hear the impact of those Thai roundhouse kicks on the leg.
Nice left, and both of them using the knees now, going inside. And the American saying, I want out of this.
He needs to use his jab and stay away.
Don, one thing I think would help is if John Bob would use a little bit more of a pushing kick to keep him off of him when he comes in.
That was probably just a slip, I think.
That was a slip.
Referee rules it that way, and continue with round 3.
If you notice the difference in the conditioning between the Thai fighter and Chanpuang Melton at this point, the Thai fighter is still getting warmed up.
Yes.
Yeah, he's barely sweating in a positive sense. John Bob Melton, meanwhile, sweating in the sense that he seems to be exhausted.
He's controlling the pace completely, is Chanpuang.
He can't take very many more kicks there. Oh, almost a knee to the face of John Bob Melton. Fans getting excited.
Tulsa's alive tonight.
John Bob complaining of a low blow there as he stepped away. The referee says, no, sorry.
He did not get kicked in the groin.
Groin is the only illegal target for these kicks.
Again, he covers himself up. I believe that's mostly because he wants to not be ruled as a knockdown, and it is ruled as a slip. So we continue in round number 3, and Chanpuang is in complete control of this one.
John Bob cannot afford to wait for him.
John Bob's got to keep his hands up, too. You know, he's got to obviously worried about the legs, but he's not going to intimidate the Thai fighter. We're in round number 3. It hasn't happened yet. It's not going to happen. And there's more kicks, and he's down again. Right back up, and they're going to count that as a knockdown. A good call by the official, too. John Bob Melton doesn't appreciate it, but it's true. That's the end of round number 3. Very hot in here as we strike up the Oriental music once again, which so often happens in Thai fights.
Good punch by John Bob. To the head.
John Bob obviously just decided to box and say, well, let's fight American style. And
John Bob seemed to have caught a good second win. He is in shape.
Do you think that is his strategy? Say, hey, let's fight American.
That's what he needs to do to win this fight, to survive this fight.
Referee breaking the clinch there.
John Bob Melton, by the way, on the left side of your screen, if you couldn't tell. Chanpuang Chanputhong with his back to the rope.
What those shoot boxing pads do is all you're doing is you're padding your shins. Actually, it's acting like a barrier. As you'll notice, the Thai fighter's kicks have much more effect because he's hitting with the full shin bone. There's no padding when he hits.
And it sounds a lot worse when you get hit, too, by just the leg. Besides obviously hurting more.
Exactly.
So psychologically and physically, you get it twice as bad.
That's a double punch there.
Out of their clinch and the low kicks again from the Thai fighter, and that one may have caught him in the groin. That one could be legitimate, and the official does think so.
I hope we can get a replay on that. It looked like that hit to the side.
Yes, it did.
It looked to me like it hit directly, but I don't. You guys are the experts, so we'll go with you guys. It's a good ploy by the American. If he didn't get hit,
it's a
to
very
buy
smart
himself
ploy.
some time.
He should milk this for all he can.
And besides that, psychologically, I think with the judges, it kind of makes the judges maybe does it make the judges maybe say, hey, obviously he's way behind on points, but maybe he could get another point just out of sympathy or something?
That might be, but I think he's just buying time more than anything else right now.
In Muay Thai, it's how much you're willing to get on the attack. This will be decided by the person who's been getting in there and involved in the action.
We're just about ready to go. They're fixing his belt and his shoot boxing.
Even during this break, the Thai boxer is getting a good massage from his corner here.
The Thai fighters are very smart, and their trainers know exactly what they're doing. They have lots of experience.
John Bob came out pretty good. Thai fighter right back at him.
The one thing those kicks to the legs do, too, is take out the spirit.
They take the fight right out of you. He can't take too many more of those. He will not be walking good tomorrow.
Now his legs will swell up completely, and obviously his left
also
eye will be swelled.
Does impact with his kicks. He's touching the Thai fighter and not really impacting him hard.
At this point, he's at the mercy of this Thai fighter.
That's true. There's no doubt about the outcome. It's just how bad is it going to get? Oh, and he was lucky there.
That is legal in Thai boxing. That is not a dirty technique.
As he spun around, he was very fortunate he didn't take that one in the face. John Bob Melton, in my opinion, very lucky to have survived the first round and has shown a lot of heart to make it to round number 4.
John Bob seems to be trying to protect that right knee right now as well. Good punch.
Trying anything. And the referee.
They don't understand in Thailand that is allowed.
And now things being thrown into the ring, and a piece of paper almost hit the official. Again, there's something very new for the crowd in the United States to get used to. I'm not sure exactly what's right and what is wrong as we end round number 4.
Sheridan Kensington Hotel in Tulsa.
John Bob Melton knows he needs a knockout if he's going to win this one. He knows he's got to just survive 3 more minutes and maybe something good can happen.
It's a good left hand. Good left hand he just threw. He has to follow it up, though.
Thai fighter using his knees very hard for him not to use his elbow since he's trained to always do that.
It's coming up. You can see him going after that right leg. You can just see it coming.
There it goes again. Once again down. They'll call it a slip, but that's a questionable one there.
At this point, the Thai fighter is ready to trade that left hand to kick the right leg.
John Bob just, oh man. If the Thai fighter elects to hit him in the face, it is wide open. Oh,
good
big
punch.
left. Best punch of the fight from John Bob Melton. But the Thai fighter, to be honest,
right
just
back.
looks like he got more serious. Right knees to the head, left knee. He looks like he means business now. Maybe the best punch was a bad thing for John Bob Melton.
There's another one.
Back with another one.
I think all that punch did was wake the Thai fighter up, though.
It certainly may have.
John Bob needs to get in there. Mix it up a little.
Perfect names in this fight for the cultural differences. John Bob Melton and Chanpuang Chanputhong. Perfect Thai name and a perfect American name.
It sure does fit the bill, doesn't it?
John Bob really has impressed me to just be alive after round one.
He's shown a lot of heart in his fight. Most fighters would not have continued after taking a beating like that.
He's done a good job, too. In the first round, maybe even the second, he lost his composure, lost his cool. Since then, he's...
If he takes this fight, this will be a great learning experience for him. He's going to learn that he can't get angry in the ring.
And he's also going to learn something from the fact that he can take a whipping and last a fight. He's not used to losing too much. 23-5-1 is John Bob Melton. Obviously, the Thai fighter, sensational. He's about to move to 28-1.
He's a world shoot boxing champion also, and he's showing some great heart tonight.
Big left to the head of John Bob Melton, but he was able to duck most of that.
One thing you have to remember is this is John Bob's first Muay Thai fight.
Big one, you could hear that one. Big leg kick, the knees, and that's it, the end of the fight. What do you think, Don Nakaya? This one looks like it was all Thai as American showed heart, but just not enough.
I think John Bob showed he was a winner by even stepping into the ring tonight. There's a great difference in the experience of the Thai fighter compared to the American, and he showed me a winner's heart by getting in the ring tonight. He did a great job.
I really thought this was a knockout TKO, nonetheless, at the very least in the first round, but John Bob able to last all 5 rounds. Shouldn't even be close on the scoring cards, but we'll see officially in just a few moments.
By unanimous decision, Chanpuang Chanputhong. Chanpuang Chanputhong.
So to say the least, it wasn't even close. 58-45 on one of the judges' scorecards. This one was over with early. We'll be back with a second fight in just a moment.